We saw a big dip in the last couple days in the crypto market. We got a spicy week coming up. The Bitcoin halving in RUNEs is about to go down. You got your Bitcoin node ready? Legato does. And it all might happen on 420. Coincidence? Divine intervention? Who knows? But what I do know is I'm Legato, and in this video, I'm gonna drop a ton of alpha on you guys. Some stuff you might not know about RUNEs, projects on all blockchains that I'm watching right now, super early projects that just came on my radar, and some token raises that are going on. We're gonna jump right into it. Just remember two things. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor. If you invest in every single thing that I talk about here and don't do any of your own research, you're probably gonna wind up homeless. And number two, my video editor is still on vacation, so enjoy amateur hour video editing by yours truly. If you've been sleeping on Bitcoin and ordinals and need a quick crash course and need to learn all about RUNEs and the halving and what's going on, there are really good videos out there, DC Roth, Crypto Gorilla, and a lot of other stuff on YouTube that really dive into all that. But the TLDR is that creating in tokens is going to be way easier on Bitcoin. BRC20 sucked. RUNEs change a lot of that. The RUNEs protocol is also numbered. So just like inscriptions, the earlier ones have a much higher potential to be valuable. All the Bitcoin nerds are going to be going hard on day one. Fun fact, RUNEs won't be tradable on any of the marketplaces day one. In addition, you know what network is terrible when it comes to high traffic? You guessed it, Bitcoin. Transaction fees are probably going to be super high. In addition to that, along with any new protocol, there's always new scams to watch out for. Unfortunately, there isn't anything like Pocket Universe on Bitcoin, so make sure to use burners and be smart. Another cool thing is that RUNE tickers have to have 13 characters. You know when new DNS names drop and everybody rushes for those quick 2-3 digit names, hoping that they're going to actually be worth something, when in reality nobody cares? Well, RUNEs is doing it the opposite. Approximately every 4 months, the character size is going to shorten. So for example, on day one, you can make a ticker that's I love feet pics, coincidence or divine intervention. And then every 4 months it'll go down, and there can only be one of each ticker. You know how if you go on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, there's 87,000 different Pepe tokens, and you have to figure out which one you actually want to buy based on the contract address? Well, with RUNEs, there is none of that. There will be only one I love feet pics. Shit, now you guys know what I'm going for. But like I said, other people way smarter than me have done better videos. Love or hate blockchain transactions on Bitcoin? Don't sleep on it. There's also a lot of ordinals projects that are popping off right now. WIZORDS is one that I definitely have my eye on and I think is really popular. A ton of Bitcoin OGs are following this one. It's getting a ton of attention. The art is 100% on trend and meta right now. They finally made their Discord public like an hour ago, and the chat has been popping off. I'm definitely bullish on WIZORDS. Another one I found was BITBOY 1. It's literally like a retro gaming system like a Game Boy. So you can play these old style games and actually earn while doing so. The first ever Web3 gaming device powered by DPIN and GameFi. I didn't dive into all the finer details because obviously I'm way too much of a degenerate for that. But this idea is pretty cool. I am 100% going to keep an eye on this and see what happens. Since we're talking about games, I will shamelessly mention ELIXIR. Full disclosure, I am an ambassador of ELIXIR Games, so I am a little biased, but their ELIX token is coming out at the end of April or early May. They have their free mint coming up for flasks. You can get involved in their airdrop, which is coming soon. I know they got a lot of stuff coming up with Dubai and Token 2049 as well. This is probably one of the top mints that I'm looking forward to. Again, like I said, I'm obviously biased. If I wasn't blocked by the KYC, I totally would have invested in their private round. The last I checked, these whitelists are going for like $1,000 a pop on the black market. So even though that's not a lock, it's usually a pretty good indicator that people like this one. So I'm hoping ELIXIR knocks it out of the park. Another gaming project that came across my radar is Summon of Glory. I wrote this down to talk about when it had like a super low amount of followers, and it's already over 20K. Shout out to the homie Phil who did a killer thread on this. The short version is 500 supply mint, backed by Animoca Brands and Shima Capital, UGC MOBA game. It's enough for me to watch it. Back to Bitcoin real quick. I saw some Cabal members talking about BRAWLERS, so I wanted to mention it. As you can see, it has 30 followers, and there's almost no information. So who knows? But you probably heard it here first. More early projects, okay. How about RUNE Arcade, 500 followers, Bitcoin RUNEs. I'm all about it. Maybe I'll show some unfinished sneak peeks here. Maybe I'll get in trouble for it. Maybe I know it's so early there's nothing about this on Twitter and there's some big gaming people behind it. Or maybe I'm making it up. You decide. And speaking of gaming, let's talk about Anomaly, the AI gaming blockchain. Marketing by Inferno Labs, by the way. 353 followers. But how can that be? And that they're strategically partnered with Arbitrum, Ton, Gamey, Animoca Brands, Shima Capital, VHS, and Zedrun, and that it was an AI gaming layer 3 app chain that integrates custom AI to build minigames directly into platforms like Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. It's almost like this is going to get a ton of followers after I record this. Nah, couldn't be. I'm sure all of those things will have nothing to do with this Twitter growing. Okay, back to other stuff. I want to mention Master Protocol real quick. Master Protocol has a lot going on. You can check out their website to learn more. Modularized restaking protocol tailored to all LSTs. Okay, but what does all this actually mean? It's a multi-chain restaking protocol which focuses on Bitcoin L2s and sidechains. They have a lot of big partners, they have a solid marketing team, and their free NFT Genesis Mint coming out acts as a miner with token yield. I don't have time to go into all the nerdy details. My group Omega Alpha did collaborate and get whitelists for this project, but I really like any of these Bitcoin infrastructure protocol type plays. They've already raised $25 million just from their angel round, so all that's more than enough to have this on my radar. Speaking of funding, I also just want to mention a couple projects super fast that are either still in the process of raising funds or just finished seed rounds, private rounds, KOL rounds. Depending how cabal you are, you may or may not have had access to this stuff, but I still think it's really valuable to see where the money is flowing, because some of this stuff has raised millions and millions of dollars, and it could literally not be openly talked about anywhere, and then 3 months from now, boom. So I would at least check some of this stuff out if it interests you, or if you think it has banger potential. You OGs remember RumbleCon League? They have been around a long time. I think like 2021, like real OG. They've been super active on Twitter lately. Their KOL round just ended with an FDV of 30 million. Alex Becker has tweeted about this one. Animoca is a partner. They're obviously looking to make some moves this year or so. Let's see what they can do. Here's one, onebuy.io. They're in the middle of some fundraising rounds right now. They're focused on fiat and cross-chain swaps. They're raising with an FDV of 7 million in the KOL round. They have over 100,000 users. And it looks like they have partnered with or are about to finalize a partnership with RUNE Terminal, which is a pretty well-respected launchpad. So let's see what happens. One that's coming up on Seedify here shortly is WIZORDS, AI-powered gateway to Web3 investment. A lot of this AI crypto investment stuff has come up before, but this one stands out to me because of the partners. If you look, there's a lot of big names with this. They're endorsed by or have partnered with everyone from ChainGPT, Hyperion FinTech, obviously Seedify, AWS, Google, Loop Finance, Galaxy, and apparently Boston University. It's early right now, but I think you're going to hear a lot more about WIZDOMISE on crypto Twitter in the future. Another one that's gearing up right now is Love Monster. Believe it or not, this was actually my nickname in high school. But seriously, their IGO is coming up soon on GameStarter. They just finished a KOL round with a $14 million FDV, and they're starting to bring a lot of KOLs on, so maybe it's worth watching. KOALA Wallet is another one that's been raising funds recently. Their most recent KOL round that I'm aware of had a $3 million FDV raise. KOALA Wallet is trying to be the next multi-chain wallet that people use. Will KOALA Wallet be big? Will it blow up? In 6 months from now, are you suddenly going to see it everywhere? Guess we'll have to wait and see. AMBRUS Studio is another big one that a lot of Cabal members got into. In previous fundraising rounds, Crypto.com, KuCoin Ventures, and a lot of other big names got involved with this one. Some of you OGs probably know about E4C. They've been around for a while. They've already launched NFTs. Well, they're absolutely making a push. They have almost 500k Twitter followers now. They're involved in a ton of AMAs, and the MOBA app is literally playable now. They've done raises at 65 and 70 million FDV, and I've seen a lot of big names slide into this one, so I'm definitely going to watch this one to see if it blows up. And on the topic of games, back to NFTs, you guys that have been around definitely remember OOGAVERSE. They're getting ready to launch space races, which they've been working on for a long time. I think it's definitely a good fit for Blast. You're going to see me drop a thread on these guys shortly, so I'm not going to dive deep, but I think it definitely looks spicy. Check out their Twitter. The videos look good, and I really think the space is sorely missing good games that people actually want to play and aren't just playing to win some coins. Is OOGAVERSE going to be the one that nails the perfect combination? Another game I want to mention real quick is Paradise Tycoon. It just went into open beta, backed by Cetify, powered by Immutable. They've raised over $2 million in funding from various partners. One of them is called FOMO Craft Ventures, by the way. I think that's an amazing name. Paradise Tycoon has actually been around for a while. I remember reaching out to these guys originally on Twitter in January. But I think they're finally starting to kick up their marketing. Cetify is getting involved. And you're going to start to hear a lot more about Paradise Tycoon on Twitter. Shameless plug, I'm dropping a thread soon and they're minting soon. So maybe you should keep this one on your list. I want to mention this one real quick because I think it's a little bit under the radar. GEEQ. GEEQ is a layer 0 protocol. It's basically built to be the main infrastructure for all other blockchains. For me, this falls into that category of if you know, you know, because the people that do know about it are super bullish on this. They had a pretty big AMA recently with Inferno Labs, almost 1,000 people, and their 2,000 supply free mint is coming up pretty soon. The idea of what they're doing here is that it's super secure, there's no mempool, everything is super safe. Their GEEQ token that's coming up is going to be involved in everything from validation to nodes. You can learn more about the geeky details on their website. Get it? GEEQ? Geeky? And they already have a $25 million capital commitment from an investor. And if someone's willing to invest $25 million, I'm definitely willing to invest a couple minutes to keep an eye on it. The last one I want to talk about is RENEVERSE, and I'm going to tell you why I really like this one. It reminds me of that saying, during a gold rush, sell shovels. This project is all about borderless advertising in Web3. I mean, think about it. With all these Web3 games, blockchain, metaverse, and all this stuff, where is the real money going to come in? It's going to be advertising space. And something like this makes total sense. RENEVERSE is a Web3-enabled advertising tech that brings non-intrusive in-game ads and brand-curated product placements into the playable environments of the game. They have like 20 partnered brands already, strategic investors like Yield Guild Games and some other big names. It really makes total sense. VR, AR, metaverse, gaming. If you're running down the street in a Grand Theft Auto Web3 metaverse clone, there's going to be billboards, there's going to be signs. So I think for that reason, this is really interesting and is unique. You don't see 30 other projects with this type of a focus. Plus, on top of that, it's a 1,000 supply free mint. Can't go wrong with that. So depending on how they execute everything, maybe it's a good long hold. And bang, you made it to the end of my 100% not organized, all over the place video. I'd like to think that somehow you got something out of this if you are still listening to my majestic voice. Any type of support you can give, like, retweet, follow, foot pictures, whatever, it's all appreciated. My subscription group, Omega Alpha, has gotten whitelists for the majority of the projects mentioned here, but it doesn't affect what I actually say about them in this video. If you think there's a project I should have talked about, if you think my alpha is wrong, or really any other comment you have, please feel free to leave it below. And remember, don't ever trust anyone that says art is utility, because it's not.